This club's about winning trophies. I'm inexperienced in a lot of those things.
3-0. Sorry for smiling there.
Almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we're bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Woo, sir. How we doing? Manchester United advance to the final of the FA Cup, sir. It's going to be another Manchester derby, 2 in a row. We're playing City again. Somehow we made it out. You know, Coventry City almost made quite the laughingstock of Manchester United, and actually probably did regardless of the result. But United, 3-3, advance on penalties 4-2. We were rolling 70th minute, and then everything falls apart, and they score 3 goals in 20 minutes. United just finding a way to capitulate, lower the bar every week. Every week the bar goes a little lower, and at this point, I never root against this team, but when we gave up a goal at the very end of extra time, and it got ruled out for VAR, probably incorrectly. He was probably on, at least he should be on. The first time I've actually rooted against United. I'm like, just let us lose. Coventry, they're enjoying themselves, and we're set up to play City, so I'm not very enthusiastic or optimistic. But either way, United make it through, but it was an embarrassing game, embarrassing day. Coaching was abysmal. Some of the decision making on the subs was abysmal. And the players, I want the season to end. I think I speak for most Manchester United fans. It's a wreck. We got to start over. Forget the whole wait until the end of the season. You should fire Eric Ten Hag this week. I'd fire him tomorrow. They won't, but they should, and they won't. And shout out to Jim Ratcliffe running the 4.5-hour marathon in London. So good for him. That's what I like to see out of a 70-year-old, right?
I mean, that's the highlight of the day. Man of the match. Like, man of the match, Ratcliffe running the London Marathon at 71. The guy's got so much money, like, he could pay other people to run it for him. He doesn't even need to run the marathon. You love to see that. I hope I'm running a marathon at that age. Holy shit. Shows you the type of guy he is, and that's the type of guy we're going to need running the football operations, because the football operations look pretty bad. Like you said, sir, a tough one all around. I think it's just like the swirling emotions of a Manchester United fan. This entire season has been one to forget. I'm going to call probably the worst season since Sir Alex Ferguson, just because of the length of the misery. Usually you can't get through a whole season playing this bad. Somehow Eric Ten Hag is like failing up. We play horribly and somehow pull out the result. That has been the theme all year. If the results ever matched the performance, he would have been gone a long time ago. We are literally 16th in the table in expected points. This team is dog shit. We are so bad, and the results are actually not too bad. But it's a results-based business, which is why we're going to Wembley. We're going to the final. We should get up for that. We could beat City in a toe-to-toe. We can beat them. Bizarro play horrible. They shoot the ball so much that they get tired, and somehow we hit them on the break. I don't know, but that's the way the season's been working. So it's so confusing to watch, because you watch it and it's so horrible, but then somehow we're winning. And yeah, at the end of the day, Coventry deserved to win that game. That VAR offsides was a joke. I have no idea how they're calling that offsides. They played their hearts out. Extra time coming at us. They outdid us in XG and extra time. The tilt was towards them. We looked like we wanted to run away. The players wanted to run away. We completely capitulated. There's no pride to have in that, on that badge, sir. I wore that jersey to my son's soccer practice. I had the game on my phone, and I'm feel embarrassed wearing the shirt. It's a joke. It's this institution that was once elite has now turned into a meme where I just expect everyone else who watches world football to just have a go at us because we like Manchester United, because we are just an embarrassment. And by the way, Coventry's in the championship. Had to let you know that one because because like we should be dominating them, and the players are better. The mentality is huge, and so everyone says, "How can we give up 3 goals?" I've watched a lot of Manchester United. We were up 3-0 in the second half, and I literally thought in my mind this team could give it away. We could give away 3, and then I proceeded to watch it. That thought came in my mind. That's all you need to know about this year.
Yeah, you're not the
We
only
were
one.
up 3-0, and in my mind, I literally was like, these bluffers could give up 3 before the end, and they did. And it's incredible. It's just like, and it all fell apart.
Almost.
And we watched it too much. The problem with this game, it's not like you played great all season and you have like a one-off game or something crazy happens, deflection, and then a bad penalty, whatever. This has been all year.
Which did happen.
And I think everyone's sick of it. Everyone's just sick of this.
No, they
sick
are.
of this shit show.
They are. And it's put us out of our misery at this point. I think, like you said, it's like if this was a normal season for Manchester United, normal over the last 11 years, they would have fired him, the manager that is, November, December, when nothing was improving. But because of the sale process, I think that saved him. And they're like, they came in, around Christmas? I think the announcement was Christmas Eve, if I remember correctly, at least from the club side and Ratcliffe side. So I think that saved the manager. So that's why, like, this misery where we got, like, which one? Like the Rangnick year was pretty bad. This is just like every time this team,
the worst season.
Every
the worst
time
season.
this season,
This is the worst.
Every
season.
time this team, they just let you down, bro. Because you're not unique. Like I was thinking the same thing. I was like, they're gonna blow it. Like we were just cruising, and all of a sudden they just fall apart, bro. It's like Craig Burley, who I think is a numpty, had a great line. He's like, you punch this Manchester United side, they just crumble. And that's everything. It's like this team has no backbone, no grit. The manager can't grab a hold of the game. The players couldn't care less. They all look like such losers and such fucking.
Yeah, but you don't want to support that. You don't want
no,
that's
but like I
the whole
forget
point.
the manager's going to get fired, and he should. He'll get fired in the next 6 weeks. But the point is, like, the players are a fucking embarrassment too, bro. It's like the way they're walking around.
Yeah, but you look at Coventry, you look at these guys fighting like dogs.
They deserve to
they
go to
got
the final.
something to play for. Like that's what you want to. That's what you want to see in your team. You don't want to see a team that's like coming in the Bentley, overpaid, wearing Gucci, and then like can't handle adversity. Like that's all Manchester United is, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this team. Like they have to understand the identity of what it means to play at this club, to be from this region. It's like it's crazy what's going on. And Coventry showed it today. That's the fight that United should have. We had nothing in extra time. It's like embarrassing. And to add like insult to injury is like Anthony going and taunting the Coventry players at the whistle tells you everything you need to know about the mentality of that player. And the manager as well, who like picked him as his boy. That guy celebrating against League Two sides like he won the World Cup. That's all we are, is overpaid prima donnas who it's all about them celebrating like the most tone-deaf locker room you've ever seen. And that's how you get this culture. It's so toxic. It's gone so bad. They can't play 90 minutes. It's just like, and that's why it's embarrassing. We have to, like, the team didn't even celebrate with Hoyland when he hit the penalty. He hit the winner and he looked back like he thought he was going to get surrounded by his teammates. They didn't even come. The only guy celebrating was Anthony.
I mean, that's like United fans going to the final. Like, no one's really... It's kind of like, what's there to celebrate, bro? We shouldn't even be in penalties. We probably deserve to lose in extra time. So the thing that's take away from this is, like, the reason we are where we are is not because of these players. It's not because of the manager. It's because of who was in the fucking executive box today. And you had Avram Glazer, sitting there smirking when we lost 3-goal lead on his phone while Jim Ratcliffe was like leaning away from him and looked fucking furious, bro. And that's the deal. That's the reason we're in the dumps, is because you had this family that absolutely put this club in the shitter, didn't have any idea what they're doing.
They hired the guy. So like, they hired Richard Arnold, John Murtaugh, and Eric Ten Hag, and those
and
three
Ed
guys.
Woodward, bro. They hired Ed Woodward for a decade.
No, but I'm just letting you know, this team that we're looking at right now is like Arnold,
it's not a Jim Ratcliffe
Murtaugh,
team,
and Ten Hag assembled these players at the price that they paid in the open market, and that is what we have, and that's what we're watching. Yes, it is on top of the Ole shit show, which is on top of the LVG shit show, which is on top of the, the whole shit show is like everyone's made the shit sandwich, sir, and it tastes bad, but it's stinking. It ain't getting better. And it's like, but like, I just have to talk to the mentality, the manager making excuses about injuries before the game, then the players celebrating like they like. It's just like everything about this team is tone deaf. There's no humility. There, like, also the manager gaslighting the fans and the press after this. Like, Sir Alex Ferguson won the Scottish FA Cup equivalent with Aberdeen. He's just like, he won, and he said, "This is an embarrassing performance of my team. We were lucky to win. We shouldn't have won." Because that man knew what the standard was. Eric Ten Hag's out there bluffing, being like, "This is a great achievement." Like, da 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 da. It's like everything about this team, there's nothing you can hold on to. Like a manager, like papered over the cracks, gaslighting the fans, making excuses before the game. How are you going to have like a hard mentality with the players when you're just making excuses for them before you even kick a ball? It makes absolutely no sense. It's a championship side. Look at that 11. You got to just dust them. And we were. But this season continues, sir. We could go all day. Never thought we would get here.
For yourself, bro. I couldn't go all day. This is like, this team's. I wanted one less game to cover, bro. Like, I love a final. I always want Manchester United to win.
Be the end. This has to be the end of it. Like this, literally. If this isn't the end,
they might give him to the final. They might give him the final, just like as.
No, not him. I'm saying this season has to be the low. Like, we've been doing this pod, bro. Like 500 episodes.
It could get worse.
How many seasons have we done? 6 seasons now.
7.
Like every game. And then it's like, I'm ready for the end. This has to be like rock bottom. Like, this has to be rock bottom. Like, we can't fall any farther than this. Like, we got to be turning. We're turning it around. It's like, because this is brutal. This is brutal. It's just like,
imagine if the Glazers didn't sell a part of the club and operating rights to the club. Like, you think things are dire now? What if the Glazers were just like, they were still top dog, bro? The only chance we have of getting better is because there's a new sheriff in town. That's it. That's the only thing. A coach is not going to save us. Individual players are not going to save us. Smart people in the executive box making the right decisions thoughtfully and hopefully learning from mistakes, because everybody makes mistakes. It's about learning from those mistakes. That's our only hope. And that's a real hope, but like that's the deal, bro. It's like, we're here and it don't feel good and nobody likes it. No Manchester United fans like it, and every neutral is laughing their ass off, bro. They're laughing their ass off. But I'll tell you what, what's crazy is like City looked terrible yesterday. And Chelsea, if they had 3 or 4 Cole Palmers instead of 1, they would have dusted City.
Yeah, but you got even when you're at the top, you got to win ugly. You can win ugly against a Coventry, but you got to play like for the other 40 games like decent. So
I'm not defending. I'm just saying
there is some light at the end of the tunnel.
Chance, sir. We still got a chance, but I almost like
the light at the end of the tunnel. And I did a lot of screaming and shouting and whatever. It's just like, that's just the way it is right now. It's frustrating as shit. But I love this team, and I'm glad it's going this shit, because it has to go this shit for Ratcliffe. It's almost meant to be for it to be this shit. Correct. For Ratcliffe to watch it, sit there, and be like, they all fucking gotta go.
That's it.
Because it's like, you gotta burn it. I said it. You literally have to burn everything to the ground so that nothing that any of these players touched is still around. Because everything about it, this whole entire club, this establishment, the socials, the press, like the front office, the athletic, the trainers, the facility, it's got to go. Everything's got to go. You got to redo it all. And I think that is becoming very clear, and that is what will happen. But, sir, quick PSA for the podcast. If you like pod therapy, and if this team is driving you nuts, like it's driving Alex and I nuts, then you got to support us, because this is...
We're dying here. We're fucking dying. Now it's getting hot again in the fucking pod room. It's like... early summer in Cali, and I'm starting to melt, sir. I'm dying over here.
It's hot. It's hot out there.
It's fucking hot.
But it's not as hot as that hot seat that Eric Ten Hag is on.
He's boiling, bro. That frog is boiling.
Support independent fan content. Keep this podcast going. We keep watching shitfootball.com, so you don't have to. You can support us at patreon.com/American Red Devils. We do a behind-the-scenes episode every single month, breaking down how bad this team has been. Can we turn it around? I don't know. Please check it out. Tons of other benefits. Also, if you want to grab some merch, our Eric Ten Hag Red Army.
Drop that EFL price again, bro. Champs. Drop that price again. It should be like $2.99.
Champ scarf. It's like, if you're one of the 30% back in the manager, you got to get that scarf for $4.99.
Pick up a couple.
Red Devils.
Pick up a couple.
AmericanRedDevils.store. Back your man, $4.99. Get them while they're hot. Otherwise, they're going to be in Alex's garage forever.
I'm donating them to Goodwill.
AmericanRedDevils.com for the blog. Sir, tell them about iTunes reviews and other ways you can support the American Red Devils podcast.
Support us. You know, it takes a lot of effort and goodwill to keep this pod going during such a rough season. We love our fans. We love you all. Join Patreon. Buy some merch. If you can't do that, if you can't open up your purse strings, write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. And if you do so, and send a screenshot of that review to AmericanRedDevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Here's a great one from Skylar. Up the effing Reds. I absolutely love the show, guys. I've been a major Man United fan since I was a kid, living in Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out. You don't run into too many soccer fans in general. It's very refreshing to see people just as passionate as I am about our Red Devils. Keep up the fantastic work, guys. Much love from the SIP. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody writing those great reviews. So are you ready to get in some football?
All right, we're breaking it down. Manchester United 3, Coventry 3, 4-2 on penalties, Wembley Stadium, FA Cup semifinals. Let's get into that starting 11. We had Onana in net, Wan-Bissaka, Magoo, Casemiro, Dolo backline, Casemiro coming into center back, Mainu, McTominay, Bruno midfield, Rashford, Højlund, and Garnacho up top. What did you think of this 11?
The only player that didn't make sense to me, or I questioned when I saw it, was McSauce. I thought Eriksen would make more sense playing against the championship side where they would likely sit back and try to absorb pressure, which they did. But what do I know? McSauce scored the goal, the opener. So otherwise, I mean, injuries about the same, back four about the same. So Casemiro playing center back. This team's got to be good enough to beat the 8th best team in the fucking league in the championship. So should be good enough. What do you think, sir?
Yeah, on the manager's pre-match comment, not only did he say he had basically can't play well with injuries, he basically said he hasn't had the exact quote, "I've never had my favorite team on the pitch in 18 months. The only one time was against Manchester City at home. And in that game, Luke Shaw started at center back, Malacia started on the left wing, and Fred was in the midfield," which again is kind of perplexing that he would mention that. But looking at this 11, other than Casemiro coming into center back, where is the injury? Left back? McTominay starts in his team, Maino starts in this team, Bruno, Garnacho, Rashford, Højlund, they're not injured.
Oh, it's all defense.
Maguire's the third choice center back.
You're missing 2 starters in defense. That's it.
Yeah, but Maguire's the third choice center back, so it's reasonable that he comes in. So this whole injury narrative, it's 2 positions.
I mean, we have had a lot of injuries. I don't know why we never really talked about pre-match quotes from the manager. But
going to Wembley and being I haven't had a team for 18 months is a big win, sir. That's a big win.
He's a whinger. Who cares, sir? I get it, but but that's what this guy is.
Is that a winning mentality? Is that a winning mentality? That's all I'm saying. He's whinging. We haven't had 18 months. I can't play good football because of this and that. It's that. I hate hearing that. That doesn't get me up for the final. That's not a leader of men, in my opinion. We want to win something. You got to say it.
Well, there you go. It certainly didn't affect the boys because they actually played well in the first half, sir. Should we get into it?
Let's go.
United came out cruising. We held on to the ball. We can boss around a championship side, and it didn't take long. 23rd minute, our big Scotsman got on the score sheet.
Here is Diogo Dalot in towards Scott McTominay. The man who opened the scoring for Manchester United in the quarterfinal.
I'll tell you what, sir. I wish there was away fans in that baby blue that could cheer. It's amazing that Coventry City puts City's fans to shame. But nice early goal from Manchester United. Kind of those normal runs into the box we've seen a lot from McTominay. You wouldn't think you would need that against the Coventry City, but Delo puts a good ball in, beats the defender. McTominay slams home from close range. Off to the races.
Hey, McTominay is getting forward, late runner into the box. We've seen this a lot this season. Difficult to pick up. Gets his goal, sir. And then we'd get one more in the first half.
At the exact time you want to score. It was stoppage time of the first half from a corner. Let's go. Harry Magoo.
Time at the end of the first 45. Here's Maguire! the stroke of half-time, Manchester United take a 2-goal lead. Unmarked, unwatched.
Probably the only player on Manchester United that didn't play like absolute dog shit. I thought Maguire had a pretty good game. We should have seen way more of this over his tenure, but he's really been unshackled this year, not being captain. So nice goal from Magoo. Like I said, he was scoring so many goals for Leicester, and then we signed him, and he just forgot how to score those headers. But that's exactly what you want, sir. You want to go in with a 2-goal lead, especially scoring it before halftime. Like, what could you ask for that's better than that?
I tweeted it out. Pretty good first half. 2 goals. You're rolling at Wembley. Manchester United fans enjoying themselves. Let's get into the second half.
Second half, United fall apart in spectacular fashion that only this United way could. But, we had to get another goal before we blew it. So 58th minute, Bruno Fernandes.
Garnacho's at the far post. Rashford is possessed by Latabodier. Fernandes has won it back again. And he has scored again. And that goal from the cap.
The nice goal from Bruno Fernandes. Rashford was very poor today. A lot of players were poor. I don't want to pick on him. But he lost the ball, and Bruno does well to pick it up and gets a little bit of a deflection. But who? Number 10? Marcus Rashford? Ever heard of him?
Yeah. Him and Højlund were pretty much MIA today, unfortunately.
Højlund's 20, and Rashford's, not. So I give Højlund more time than this guy. But either way, United goes 3-0.
You hope that you would, that's what I'm saying is the point about the starting 11 is Højlund's the guy, Rashford's the guy, and we're not getting a lot out of him. And that's I would argue that's more of an issue. That it's not defensive injuries, you're going to deal. But it's if your attack, if Rashford's showing up week in, week out with nothing, that's more of a concern because we need him scoring 20 goals. If you want to play well, Rashford has to be scoring.
And he's not playing well. This team has been terrible, but he has not had a good season.
And it's around this time Anthony would come on the pitch in the 66th minute. This is the sub the manager is going for. Garnacho had a good game. Replaced him with Anthony. Didn't really think much of it, but I did say to you, I thought, hey, this team could give 3 away. So let's just get into it.
You weren't the only one, sir, in the 71st minute.
Tavares. Right at the far post. It's Ellis Sims! Coventry back in it! His 19th of the season, his 7th in the...
No, I'm never going to defend these bluffers, but it's we were almost lulled. We looked like we were going through the motions, and Coventry wasn't offering much else. And it's as soon as they as soon as they hit us once, we completely folded. And like you said, I thought it too. I was like, this team is going to blow this, aren't they? Even before this goal. And once this went in, and such casual defending, you're I'd be surprised if we make it to extra time, knowing how big of a team of bluffers we have. And they didn't let us down in that regard, sir. They always find a new way to disappoint us every week.
72nd minute, Eriksson for Kobe. What'd you make of this sub? Goal goes in.
I mean, that made more sense to me than Anthony. I think Anthony is a terrible player. And just like you said, the taunting the Coventry fans, that just speaks volumes about what kind of individual he is. We know he's got some individual issues off the field as well. I thought it made sense to hold on to possession, and Kobe tends to tire in games. So this wasn't too egregious to me, but what's your opinion, sir?
No, I felt the same way. I didn't think the Anthony one was a little surprising because it's you're up by 3 and this team can kind of give it away. And then taking off Garnacho, I didn't think needed to. I just felt that was kind of a little bit of a minutes for the boys. So the Anthony one probably bothered me more.
That must have been it.
The Eriksson one, I think it made sense. It's just kind of take control of the ball. Eriksson, he's confident. But yeah, let's get into the 79th minute. It would meltdown.
Meltdown City, bro. You're going to need a little luck. 79th minute, like you said. Big deflection.
Into Callum O'Hare, who strikes it. A deflection, and it's in! Well, now the underdogs are more than playing.
And you get one of these, a heavy deflection. Onana watching it go in the corner. He should probably do better. Onana has definitely had a much better second half of the season than first half. I don't know. These ones are always tough with a heavy deflection, but they're always going to need a bit of luck to get back into it, given, there is quite a gulf in class, even though United's terrible. And At 2-3, it was a mathematical certainty, bro. It's like I knew it'd be a penalty. I thought it'd be a real penalty, not a handball. But hey, it's 2-3, 10 minutes to go. Let's see what can happen.
Yeah, Onana has got to jump for this, right?
Right.
That again, he played well. He made a huge stop too after this, which was like unbelievable volley. He played decent, but this was kind of a weird one. But deflection, you say, okay, I have to talk to a goalkeeping expert to get my arms around it. But then the penalty, moment of madness, Wan-Bissaka, he's given away a few. Unfairly, this one, it's on the fence. The ref points at the spot. It's a pen. It's like the arm's there. No one knows what a handball is. VAR is really like
they got no clue, bro. They have no fucking clue.
Yeah, we'll get to the offsides call but like, hey, it's a penalty.
They were wrong on both. I mean, here, that's all I'm gonna say. United's awful. This manager's terrible. These players are atrocious. But the reffing in England is like 90s Italy style, bro. It is so fucking bad. Because if you watch the game yesterday, there was a handball, like a egregious handball on Jack Grealish in a wall where he stuck his hand out and no call. And by the way, Anthony Taylor, the ref yesterday, moonlights for the United Arab Emirates. So the people that own City also pay him off the side. So that seems odd. And like you said, nobody knows what a handball is. So I guess if this is a handball today, then yesterday was a handball. But
the ref points again.
It's a fucking mess, bro.
I'm just, if a ref points to the spot, they're not going to overturn it. That's just like how it goes. Like VAR, it has to do with how much gumption the VAR official has. And like Anthony Taylor didn't call it, so therefore he's not going to overrule him. And then this guy called it, and he's not going to overrule him. So penalty. Let's go.
3-2 to Manchester United. It's Haji Wright. It's 3-3 now. Mark Robbins, the Coventry manager.
Haji Wright, the American. There you go. There's somebody we know on that Coventry side. What gives me is like a little bit is like, at least they were having fun. Like even when we score, we look like we're faking it. Whereas like the Coventry fans were really enjoying themselves. The players, they got back into it against fucking mighty Manchester United. And by extra time, I was rooting for them, bro. And I hate to say that, but that's just the truth.
No, it's just like you feel like this 71st minute to the 95th minute. Look, they were winning all the second balls. They were brave going forward. We were just whingy and leggy and tired, and we want to get back and put on our Gucci, outfits and go driving our nice cars because it's really hard playing this game. That's what Manchester United is, dude. That's what we become. And there's no leadership. There's nothing there. And that's why the Coventry squad, like, it was admirable. The fans getting them back in it, them fighting for every blade of grass. Like, it is admirable. And I want my team to represent that, but they're not. And that's what hurts as a United fan. Extra time, Forson came on for McTominay, but the real story in extra time was the fact that we sat back and gave Coventry the ball. They had more XG, and then they would score at the death.
And they hit the post. They hit the crossbar. They smashed.
And they hit the underside of the crossbar. And VAR overturns this goal. And for me, as just like calling balls and strikes, this is a goal all day long. VAR does not have the technology or the variance for the error. Like, again, they even showed a picture of the line going over Wan-Bissaka's boot.
Bro. The line was embarrassing.
It's like
they got no idea what they're doing, bro.
And it's like, if it's that close, like, and it's just as a football fan, it's like, if it's that close and VAR can't give you the call, it's like you got to give the goal to them. And to take that away from Coventry, it's kind of like sad for football because they cooked us. They won it. They scored the winner. It's like the margin of error. It should have stood, in my opinion. Like, and I'm a United fan. Like, I want United to win, but like VAR is messing with the game, and someone needs to set it right. And that's why they shouldn't even show you the lines.
That's why they don't. I can't. They stopped.
I look at it with my eyes. I can't see that he's off. Like, I look at it, I'm like, Wan-Bissaka's playing him on. Like, so again, we got lucky, real lucky here. This is luckier than the handball, but you feel bad for Coventry because they fought back, and then And then to obviously they lose in penalties. Hoyland, great penalty. Bruno, great penalty. Eriksson, great penalty. Delo, great penalty. Casemiro, what are you doing? But
Onana with a
regardless,
good save. He made one good save, and then the Ben Sheaf like blasted over. I agree with you, sir. 100% agree with you. I care more about always care about United first and foremost, but like at the end of the day, I'm a football fan too, and like they're fucking ruining this shit, bro. This should be a goal all day. It is so close. It is so tight. And then when they did show the lines, it's like those are basically it's negligible. It's negligible. It's like give the tie to the runner, right? Like give the tie to the scorer. It's better for the game if you score more goals because it's more entertaining. And they're fucking ruining the game. And it's like,
well, it's just like
I've never
Arsenal.
seen a league roll out shit like this. And just like, it's been a disaster, bro. It is a disaster. And they're going to do automated maybe next year. Like it's such a mess, sir.
I'm glad we won. So I'm glad that they grabbed the goal back from them. But I'm a little embarrassed that we needed that. I'm a little embarrassed that we sat back and they were cooking us in extra time, and that we needed like a controversial VAR call to even get the penalties. And clearly, our quality and our class would come through on the individuals kicking from the penalty spot. And Onana stepped up big, and that's like a good thing for this team. But like this team has to have a long look in the mirror and be like, why do we capitulate? Why are these like League Two sides, championship sides taking it to us? And the answer is not talent, dude. The answer is desire, mentality. And we do not have that. And that is something that, unfortunately, it's a culture thing, and this culture is as bad as it gets, bro.
And that's why you got to start over, bro. That's why like the burn it all down, ancient Carthage, salt the earth kind of thing is exactly what needs to happen, because the players who are even good players like can't stay here any longer. Like we can't have you around, bro. We can't have players around who are used to having more say than the next manager will, right? Because I'm talking about the next manager now. We're past Ten Hag in my mind. And we have to kind of just get all that bad there's a lot of bad attitudes, bro. There's a lot of bad attitudes of players who think they're better than the team, and they just go through the motions, like you said, and like we're going to get all kinds of fucking Instagram and Twitter posts over the next 24 hours that are going to make you want to throw up. And that's why you got to just like root and stem, bro. You got to get rid of the whole squad. It's going to take a couple seasons. You're going to lose a shit ton of money, but you got to do it, because like everybody basically that's like everyone over 23 has to go, bro. Delo, Rashford.
No,
they all have to be sold, bro. They won't. And I think that will be the mistake that Ratcliffe makes.
But there's something
they will not
about
go
it.
deep enough early, and they need to go very deep.
I agree. No, I think they're at that point where they know, like they know they know.
I'll tell you what, he looked like he was enjoying he was like running 26
remorse,
miles, bro. He's 70 fucking years old, and he was like grimacing through the United game. Like that's the funniest.
At least hey, he's my favorite player. He's my man of the match. Ratcliffe. I like Ratcliffe, dude. I like that dude. When I see him grinding, by the way, when he was running the marathon, he ain't having fun. He's like, what the fuck am I doing this? I got like $1 billion. I got a couple $1 billion. Why the fuck am I running here? But good for him. And no, think about another issue with Manchester United that we've never discussed on the podcast, that I think is relevant, is like you're talking about like what happens to these players. And it's like even sort of like just the media machine, the global machine that is Manchester United. And it's like almost like when you sign for United, like say Hoyland, for example, like he's already a made man, like global superstar, and he doesn't have to even do anything on the pitch. And I think so much of that has happened where it's like just playing for Manchester United, you're such a superstar. And it's like the way that they do the press and the media and the announcements and the hype and everything in the socials. And it's like, this kid doesn't even have to step on the field and score a goal before he gets all the accolades. He's already got it all. And that's what's great. And that's like what's sort of the circus of playing for the biggest club in the world.
It's true. I mean, I don't know how you're going to avoid that. I think a lot of this is just like we have to reshuffle culture and start reminding people that like, this is, I don't know. A lot of it's like inheritance.
Brings that down, dude. Klopp brings that down. Sir Alex Ferguson brought that down. He didn't want them to be getting all famous and getting getting big heads and all that stuff. So it's like it is a hard job. It is a hard job for a manager to do. Is what I'm trying to say. It is hard for him to tamper down everything because it is a circus, and the circus has gotten too big, and it's bigger than Erik ten Hag, and I think that's probably part of it too. It's
and we're
like
especially
that circus.
We're a circus-prone club. Even before we got shit. Like, this is just a big Hollywood, in some ways, a Hollywood, it's like our history is the best. We were the most successful in the modern era up until, a couple of years ago. And we just get pulled into a lot because if you go to United, it's just a bigger fucking deal than going to any other club, but basically 2 clubs. So that's something we have to fight against. But I think you're going to have to that's why it's so important to do a cultural reset and human capital reset and just push all those players out the door and remind people you ain't made shit at United, bro. You think you sign RVP, he didn't make shit until he fucking won the league. And he came and he was a killer and he was our best player of the season. And we won the league because of him, and Fergie got to end on 20. But you have to come in and be you don't earn nothing until you win something that matters. And we don't have that now. That's a really good point. It's people sign for United and they think they've made it, right? Sancho, Anthony. It's they just all think that they're well, I'm at Manchester United, so I must be fucking amazing. It's actually, no, we're terrible, and we just have no idea how to sign players, and that's why you're here. So entire reset, sir. Root and stem.
Let's hear from the manager in his post-game presser.
Here we go.
So, mixed feelings is clear, but it's a huge achievement to be twice in a FA Cup final in 2 years. The last 20 years, United was 5 times in the final. Now we are 2 times in 2 years, so it's a huge achievement. But of course, when you are so in control in the game, when you're so dominating the game and 3-0 up, then we should bring it over the finish. And the way we did was not good. But also, I have to say, in the penalty series, how we act there, how determined we were, that is a good sign and this show good character. But from the 70 minute to the end, there we make mistakes and it shouldn't happen.
I'm good. Every manager we fired too late. Maybe LVG deserved an extra season after winning the FA Cup. But every manager, Ole, Jose, Erik ten Hag, we dragged our feet, and now they get to the point where they start bothering you in the press conference, and he just did something that Jose used to do, which was in order to make himself feel better, he would put down Manchester. And this is the first time I've ever heard Erik ten Hag do this, but he did it, and that means he knows he's cooked, bro. He knows it's over, so that's good. But him demeaning the amount of FA Cup finals we've gone to over the last 2 decades to big up himself, that's exactly something that Jose did, making fun of us in Europe. He was United's only been to 5 we only went to 5 in 20 years, and we won 2 in a row. I was that is a bad look, bro. You're the coach of Manchester United. Anyone would be lucky to be there. Forget Eric, who he is. And I'm defending this manager to beyond most people. That pisses me off because you don't shit where you eat. And it really made me mad when Jose did it because I thought that was a classless move. And I think that's a classless move. So I don't like that from Erik ten Hag.
It says a lot about it. And last year he was different. He was totally different. He looked in the mirror and said the hard truth. And the hard truth was we weren't good enough today. And the hard truth is that this team has shown time again that when we face adversity, we wilt. And, he should own this sub of his boy, little minutes for the boys. And if he gave that, there could be something there. But this whole gaslighting the fan base after the game, making excuses before the game, that just shows you the game he's playing. And the game he's playing is just spinning shit football to you and me and to the ownership instead of trying to fix it. And it's got to be all about being a leader of men and fixing it. And when it's not about that, yeah, gone.
It's over.
And the man's going to walk the plank. Hey, era's come to an end, sir. Let's get into this next match. All right. Manchester United, Sheffield United, Old Trafford.
Like a Band-Aid. The worst team in the league against the 5th worst team in the league.
It's Wednesday, April 24th, noon Pacific.
More
needed
games.
a midweek Sheffield United? Lifetime versus Sheffield. We've won 47, drawn 16, lost 35. The Blades, first time we played them, 1893. We lost 3-1 in the first division in our early days. Last 5, drawn 1, won 3, lost 1. winning the tie earlier this season. Can we do the double over? The Blades coming in. They've lost to Brentford, drew Chelsea, lost to Liverpool, drew Fulham, and they drew Bournemouth. Bournemouth cooked us. Fulham cooked us. They're getting draws against some lower table teams. We're in the mix.
This is the Watford, bro. I can already see it. This is Watford. Remember Watford under Ole? 4-0? Like, we're going to get
No.
We're
We're going to win. We're going to play bad, but still get a result. That is the motto. They play in the 3-5-2. Ollie McBurney leading the line.
Ollie.
Striking. I mean, he's going to have a game. He's gonna have a game.
He'll be the best player on the pitch, bro. He'll be like tearing us up.
Injuries, not too bad for United other than center back and left back. You know, we're absolutely decimated there. Malacia, Luke Shaw, Martinez, Lindelof, Varane, Johnny Evans, McTominay's back, Anthony Martial just taking that check on the way out.
I need to get that
door.
job, sir. I need to get that job. $200K a week to just like hang out at Carrington. Sounds pretty good to me.
Not too worried about Sheffield United. I'm worried about Manchester United. I think that has been a theme all year. Can we put together 90 minutes? Will the manager change it? Will he do anything? Will these players show a backbone? It is at home. The Stretford End. I feel bad for the Stretford End, sir. What is your 11 for this game?
Probably the same as today. I can't imagine we get a center. Maybe we'll get a center back. So I'm going to assume Kambwala gets back. So we're going to do Delo, Magoo, Kambwala, AWB. Mount's not going to make it back. So Casemiro, no. Do Eriksson, Kobe, Bruno. You don't need to play a CDM. Rashford, Hoyland, Garnacho. I would bench Rashford. He was bad, but he won't bench Rashford. Who you got, sir?
I'm going to say Onana in net, Wan-Bissaka, Magoo, Casemiro center back, Delo, Mainu McTominay. He's going to keep that going. I'm going to say Garnacho on the left, Bruno in the hole, Ahmad on the right, and Hoyland up top. He's got to play Ahmad.
That would be good, bro. I'd see that. I'd like to see that.
I hope. You can only hope. Booking the bookies. What do we got?
United heavy favorites. Minus 360 at home, plus 500 for the draw, and plus 900. Nine times is your money for Sheffield United. I like those odds, given how bad this United. They're the only team that's like full on relegated. The relegation fight has gotten very interesting with all the point deductions. Sheffield are done. They're 16 points, but then you have Burnley at 23, Luton at 25, Nottingham Forest at 26, and Everton at 30. So it's like the shuffle around for 19th and 18th is going to be very tight, but Sheffield United are truly done and dusted. So that means United's certainly going to lose. I'm going to call 2-1 Sheffield United. They score of the death, maybe another penalty. What do you got, sir?
We'll win 3-1. United will win. We'll concede, but we'll win. I'm not, again, like, in extra time. We let in 3 goals against Coventry. I said we win. We did. I mean, like, you can play bad and win. That's United's motto. We will continue to do so. Let's get into some news. United in the news. Big news. Jason Wilcox, new technical director. Next up, Dan Ashworth. That is from Fabrizio Romano. He confirmed the appointment of Wilcox. There were rumors there. And he's saying talks continue for Dan Ashworth. I think that after watching this FA Cup semifinal, we are going to pay whatever it takes to get Dan Ashworth in ASAP. Part of Wilcox coming in, a little bit of news. He is interested in giving Jadon Sancho another chance at the club. Newsflash. No one's going to pay for him. You're going to fire Ten Hag. He's going to get another shot. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, Wilcox, we've been hearing his name for a while. You know, these are the type of appointments that don't excite most, but they excite me a lot because we have just lacked having proper people and a proper footballing structure. And this is, the pieces are coming together, bro. Brailsford, Jean-Claude Blanc, Omar, Wilcox. Then you said like the big one, of course, Dan Ashworth. So piece by piece, this is the most important thing we get right now. Coaching will come next. That's the next big appointment. Once you get Ashworth in and a couple other guys, head of recruitment, whatever, cogs in the wheel, someone on sports training, someone on data. But the big thing is like get in the main heavies. He's one of the main heavies, probably one of the big 3 internally, other than Omar and Ashworth. And that's what it's all about, bro. I'm excited about front office. I hate to say it, but that's like what gets me up in the morning. So Wilcox, excited about that. Ashworth, he's next. And like you said, sir, Eric Ten Hag, he's going to get fired in a matter of weeks. I really don't care for Jadon Sancho as a player, but nobody's going to pay for him with those wages. So he's definitely coming back. The whole fucking kangaroo show is coming back, bro. Like Donny Van de Beek's coming back. Martial's gone.
They have
Ron's
to.
gone. But you're right. They have to because they're going to, I don't even know which way they're going to go with manager next year, but like they have to see if they can get something out of these players, even if it's not at Manchester United. So they might bring him back, see if he could play well in the EPL and then try and sell him. But it makes sense. I mean, they're just trying to clear off the balance sheet and like he's a big old number, isn't he?
No, but that's it's not a surprise. I mean, like I know this one. Like, how much does it cost to fire Ten Hag? 10 million.
That's it.
What's
Nothing.
What's the loss on the sale of Jadon Sancho for 20 million? 50 million.
50.
I mean, like honestly, like so, like just to do the math on like the players, and that's another reason why, like that alone is another reason why Eric Ten Hag needs to go. But one for the Eric Ten Hag stands out there. Wilcox, Ashworth, they're going to be clearing out the players. So everyone's saying, blame the players, blame the manager. I'm blaming the manager and blaming the players. The front office are going to get rid of all these players. Like the problem with that is that the players take more time to move out than a manager. So the manager is going to go. You're going to get a full reset. It means everyone comes back. They're going to be assessed by Ashworth and Wilcox and whoever their numpty that they hire to be the manager of United. Then they're going to clear out a ton of the deadwood. So the whole idea is it's everyone's fault, but it's not like everyone's at fault, but then the manager deserves no blame. That doesn't exist. And so like everyone's at fault, everyone needs to go. And that's the whole issue here at United. But the front office is going to take longer to move on the players because of contracts, how much we paid for them. So that's probably like a 2 to 3 year process where the manager reset happens now, reevaluate the talent happens now. Then you start trying to fire sale the bad attitudes, which probably are Rashford and Sancho. And we'll see if someone pays 45 million for Sancho, we will sell him. I mean, that's just part of it too. But if nobody wants to pay a lot for Rashford or no one wants to pay a lot for Sancho, they're going to be back at United. That's just the way it's going to work, unfortunately. And the manager is going to be stuck with them, whoever the manager is.
Yeah, the manager, whoever the next manager, that's why you got to pick interim. Like, I'd pick Kieran McKenna, bro. Like, he's going to get promoted with Ipswich. He's not the guy who's going to help you win 21 probably, but he's a guy that would like get him organized, have him work hard, and would be perfect character.
You need someone who can handle the press. You need someone who can handle the press.
Yeah, but like Graham Potter,
he can't handle it.
Why can't he handle the press? I would take him over Graham Potter, over fucking Gareth Southgate. That's not the point. The point is the matter is like
Southgate can handle the press. Tuchel can handle the press.
He can't handle shit, bro. They give him the biggest softball. They give him the biggest softball questions ever.
England. I will go to the mat on this one. Coaching the England job is the most thankless job in world football. They come at you so hard, and he has completely killed that whole thing.
He's been terrible, and they barely come after him.
Every coach before him, it was like snakes in the grass coming at you. He has calmed that thing down. He sucks as a coach. The football is not attractive. He's like wet noodle, but he has calmed the toxic press down. And in England, it is so toxic, and he has done that. That like you have to say that he's done that. Like I have to fight for Southgate there. Shit coach, but he handles the press very well. Tuchel could handle the press, like maybe in the Mourinho style. De Zerbi, I don't think he could handle being the Manchester United manager. I don't think Potter could handle being the Manchester United. Kieran McKenna, I don't think. Is he a good coach? Yes. Could he handle that podium? Probably not. And Eric Ten Hag, one of the detriments to him is he couldn't handle that podium. That's arguably the hardest part about this job.
It is the hardest part. It's like by being the manager of this club. And I don't agree with you, but we don't need to go on a big Gareth Southgate thing. But the point of the matter is, like, whoever the next manager is, he's got to deal with a lot of players who either don't want to be there or they have to be given a run out so we can hopefully sell them. And that's what you got to do at this point.
You think he doesn't manage the English press well?
I think the English press likes him, so they don't go hard at him at all. They don't ask him tough questions at all.
It's the same way with Manchester United. That's the same way with Manchester United, though. I mean, if the press likes you, they don't go at you. Like,
yeah, and they've hated this Dutch goofball for a long time, and they've gone at him for a long time, bro. And
yes, I agree.
They might change their tune. Like Gareth Southgate is like Team England, bro. He like played on the English team. I think he was captain. they like him, bro, and they give him special treatment. And you see this with NBC Sports and the certain managers that they like adore, and the managers they hate. But I think you're giving him credit for that. When in reality, like he's boys with these guys, and they don't want to go hard on him when they know he's a bad coach. He's not a good coach.
Totally agree.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. The matter is like we're gonna have a mess to deal with whoever comes in. So that like don't even get a head coach.
Manu's going to get a new deal. That's good news. We're talking about selling Rashford. Donnie's going to return. There's going to be a big 1999 treble-winning documentary on Amazon Prime Video Sport. I feel like I've seen this documentary already 3 times. Once in the Beckham documentary, once over here. It's like how many times are they just going to keep going through it?
And why do they keep doing it, sir? Because it keeps getting views, bro. Because it's United.
No, of course. But like the Beckham documentary kind of pissed me off because it was like it's not about Beckham. It was about like Manchester United. Like the best parts were like it was just covering United. I'm obviously gonna watch. I'm all in. I'm a Muppet. I'm just saying there's just like a lot of this content kind of being recut and put out. So we'll.
Oh, the big
May
stories.
17th is when it drops.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the FA Cup replays. They got a lot of like criticism from the lower clubs. What's your thought on that, sir? You think that's a big deal?
It's unfortunate. This football pyramid's important, dude, and this is a move away from the smaller clubs, the grassroots. Because like if you look at American sport, we don't have anything like this, and so anything to take money away from like the pyramid, I view as negative. England should be reinvesting in the pyramid, and so I think it's like also the tradition of replays. I don't like it. They're making way for the big clubs, sir. But let's jump into fan questions. I threw out a poll. Hey, what's your position on the manager? You could give him another year. 31% gave him another year. Time to move on, 69%. Last time I did this poll, it was 60-40. Give him another year. I really do feel like this game, really the changing of the tide. I mean, the last 5 has been atrocious. We're 16th in the league. If you look at the XG, expected points table, we have had 15 goals to the good on XG when it comes to scoring, and we have, and even conceding, we've conceded 3 less. That's an 18 goal gap. That is the form we are in. I mean, like we just don't generate chances. We are conceding so many. We're playing like a bottom 25 percentile of the table football. Like we are literally like that bad, unfortunately. And the talent is what puts us over the line. It's like these hero goals, and I think people are coming. They're wising up to it, unfortunately.
Yeah, we talk about the poll. Yes, I think people are they get it, bro. United fans are loyal, but they're only loyal up to a certain point, and at a certain point, you got to cut your losses. So we have a whole new front office. We need a whole new coaching staff, and it's very simple and no hard feelings, bro. But on to the next one. And the next one
is there something to build from? Is there something to build on? Like he has to give you something to build on. You can finish in 6th and go to the final, but you have to have something to build on. And
the players aren't trying for him, bro. They've given up. He's in desperation tactic mode in terms of his press conferences and the players he's choosing. So that means you have to give up on him. And it's the right time. The whole point I kept saying was like you're getting a fresh start. You're getting a clean slate. You have a new front office. You have a new guy in charge in Jim Ratcliffe. Go all the way. Fire Ayrton. If it was last year and we were like in the top 4 and playing some good football, it would make total sense. Of course you'd keep him, but everything's a shit show and a disaster. And he's a contributor to that. He's not the only contributor, but he's a big part of that. He has not done well this year, and you just need to start over. Dude, no hard feelings. Take your 10 million. Go back to Ajax. Like, no hard feelings, bro. On to the next one. The next one will fail too, but eventually we'll get it right. So I have no hard feelings. He shouldn't have hard feelings. We should all move on with our lives. It's not personal, baby. It's just business. And that's what this is. This is business. Nothing else.
Eventually we should get it right. Eventually.
Yeah, eventually, but next time we will not get it right, bro. The next manager will not win 21.
Jumping into fan questions from Have Another Donut. Ten Hag needs to be fired. ASAP. Enough of this shit. At BryGuy666, fire everyone who isn't a youngster. This team is ass, and I'm beyond tired of watching them. At TweetSauce13,
just keep there. Start over.
Snore. Ten Hag tonight. fire Ten Hag tonight and be done with it, and have Roy Keane try to go up against Pep and get these guys to run and fuck someone up if they need to. How are you up 3-0 and can't figure out a way to win comfortably? It's insane. Probably a good point of discussion at Ralph Thinks Deep. Thoughts on the Tuchel rumors? Wouldn't mind seeing Ineos hiring a psycho to publicly name. The bluffers versus yes man that'll do it privately. What are your thoughts there on like the Tuchel, who I class as like a Mourinho Conte exploding 18-month term versus like the Potters and the Southgate, or even like a De Zerbi? Like I feel like De Zerbi's like kind of going Ten Hag 2.0. Then you got the Simp Cities, Southgate, Potters, and then you got like the proper like
lunatics,
self-destruct Mourinho, Tuchel, Contes. Like where would you go if you those three buckets? So comment on Tuchel and then comment on those three buckets of managers.
I mean, my opinion is this: if this was 2013 or 14, and we had this squad, and the corrosive like negative rot hadn't developed yet, I would probably go for a Tuchel. I'd go for someone who could win now, be cheap. I mean, fucking hell, Tuchel won it with Chelsea. Won the fucking Champions League with Chelsea. And I'm talking to 2021 Chelsea. So he has talent. He's a good manager. He's a lunatic. But guess what? Every great manager is a lunatic. Alex Ferguson was a lunatic. Pep is a lunatic. And Klopp is a lunatic. Maybe Ancelotti is a lunatic. He looks like a cool guy. I'd hang out with him. But what I'm saying is you can't go for like a win now manager because we don't have the right assets in-house to win now. The player, like, they've gone to shit, bro. It's like Rashford doesn't want to play. Like Casemiro's a duh. It's like we have so much rot that you need a caretaker to come in so they won't get frustrated and basically like lose it, because Tuchel would lose it. These players would not run for him. They'd stop running after 3, 6, 9, 12 months, and he'd lose his shit and he would have another meltdown. So I think you go like unambitious hire. Graham Potter. You don't get any less ambitious than Graham Potter. That's perfect. Even though I don't want him. And you just have someone basically like keeps him fit, puts him in drills, and he kind of reports back to Ashworth and co. He's like, this guy's not working. This guy's not working. This guy's got a great attitude. And that's basically someone to come in and just put him through practice and report back to the front office and who's got staying power and who doesn't. So that's what who would you go for?
I'm like I'm Ron Burgundy. Like, I mean, I'm just so like, if you look at who, like, I'm so effed up in the head. This team has just literally gotten to me. I think I just don't even know anymore. Like, I'm so effed up that I think Gareth Southgate is the guy to be the next manager.
You are Ron Burgundy. What the fuck?
I know. That's what I said. And then there's like, again, hear this out. Like, so
hear me out.
Hear me out. Like, I want De Zerbi because he's like the young upcoming psycho, and his tactics are how I want United to play. But the problem with him is the press won't give him any rope.
Oh,
they won't give him any rope because
they'd eat him alive.
6 months he'd be like on the hot seat. Then you go to like a Tuchel and he'll like literally just like hate this club and like blow it all up in like literally a year, like, you know, or even like a Zizou. We're not ready for like these big heavy. We're not ready for an Ancelotti. We literally need someone to play patty cake with these players and just get the vibes right. And like, I have to say, like, England was a shit place to go. The player, like Ferdinand, all these guys talked about how going to England sucked. Now going to England doesn't suck. And there's something there about patty cake. He's not winning anything. Like, the football isn't great. He's completely a wet noodle guy.
The football is great.
We need like patty cake vibes back at United, and like, who's gonna bring that? And it's like, not Zizou, not Tuchel, not De Zerbi, not like, we're not ready for the psycho who can win something. We need somebody. We need like stability and making Carrington a place where the players want to come to. And right now they don't. Like, they don't even like going to work. They don't like playing the games, and we need to change that. And the only person who I've seen change that from like where we are now to where we need to be is literally Gareth Southgate with what he did at England. And England's completely different. But it's the need this team has where it's like the vibes are so toxic and we need to get them good again. That is making me think that. But then I hear myself say it and I get mad at myself. That's what this club has done to me.
Yeah. I think we're largely in agreement. We want different people, but we want the same form factor. I do Kieran McKenna. Like I said, he knows the club. He worked under Jose, he worked under Ole. He's not the guy for the future, but he can like get people. They're playing good football at Ipswich Town, bro. He's going to get him promoted.
No, they are, but he was with the player power Ole. You know,
but he knows how to like turn the vibes, bro. Ole was vibes
but
FC.
The egos at England are the egos
My
or the
thing
level
against
of
this is
egos.
like they're gonna fucking turn the knives out as soon as he switches. This is a great example of double standards because like they will treat him a certain way because he's England.
Yes, I
as
agree.
As soon as he
I
becomes
agree.
Manchester United manager, like everyone will
So
be out for
fucking
blood,
brilliant.
bro.
Like-
They'll be out for blood, bro. They'll be like, give me, let me try to kill him, bro. It's different. They all hate United. They all hate United because United ruined all of their childhoods, and that's simple as that. Same reason that Micah Richards hates United and fucking who's that? The guy who spit on the girl. Fucking what's his name? Fucking Liverpool guy. They all hate United, bro. And all
I know,
of the
I
press
know.
despises United. And you could see it in the coverage. It's the same in America. All the coverage is so biased and so anti-United. And
Yeah, but when we're going to be back,
they're
it's going to be
oh,
better
it's
than
gonna be
ever.
so good. It's gonna be so delicious.
It's going to be great. At Fairway Freddy, finally, the American Red Devils are correct, and they are both for sure faster than Casemiro. Some things today have been confirmed. It's going to be a busy summer, and the surgeon's scalpel will be wielded ruthlessly on this squad, maybe the manager. 2 hard words, hope and patience. This is from Moneyline Jesus. Hope that Sir
Well
Jim
said.
and Co can turn this around in 3 to 5 years, burn it down and rebuild. It's the hope that kills, though it's going to be a long few years as a fan, but most fans have been waiting for 10 plus. You got to end on that one. Next 3 to 5 years are going to be critical. Let's hope that we have more fight than we did today. Let's hope we can finish in some. Let's hope this is the low. We shall see, sir. But if you like the American Red Devils, support us. Patreon.com/American Red Devils. AmericanRedDevils.store. AmericanRedDevils.com. Sir, what a pod.
When your new
What a
when,
day.
when your new owner, your new controlling owner, I'll call him the controlling owner because they run football operations now, is running a marathon at 71 and showing more fight than just about every player on the pitch for us, that gives me hope. It's going to take a while, but that gives me hope, bro. That he seems a real deal. You listen to him talk. You listen to the interviews he did when the deal got like officially done. He's a thoughtful guy. He's super smart. He's worth $12 billion for a reason, right? Came from nothing. And he cares. He knows. He's like, 10 billion to 20 billion. I don't think that impacts him that much. But like, if he brings United back to the promised land and like revitalizes that part of Manchester, like he'll be a king for the rest of his life. And you know what? We'll make him a king. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, come on the pod. We'd love to have you. But you know, he's our only hope, bro. He's it.
So he's not going to get in the mud with us, you know. He's
He's better than that. He's better than that.
The only way we're going to interview with Sir Jim Ratcliffe if we run the London Marathon next year.
Yeah, right. That's all you, buddy boy.
All right, sir. Give us our top 10 downloads last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Dublin, Ireland. Appreciate you. Los Angeles, California. Manchester, England. Chicago, Illinois. Charlotte, North Carolina. Portland, Oregon. Melbourne, Australia. Brooklyn, New York. New York, New York. And last but not least, Atlanta, Georgia. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Season's almost over. Can almost see we got 5 weeks left right around the corner. We got Sheffield on Wednesday. Enjoy your week, everybody. Hopefully it gets better before it gets worse.